This is a response to a video link that was just given to me and wanted my comments on it. And this is something everybody should be watching, but watch it from a loving perspective. Jump into the parallel world of viewing everything from a loving perspective. It's the only way you're going to see what the solutions are. Now, the video is listen very carefully. Ex New World Order banker tells all. Now, part of the game that's being played is this New World Order needs you to be angry at them. They get more strength, they get more power as long as you're angry. As long as you are focused on, let's get even, let's get war, then you are creating chaos, and they happen to love that. They can manipulate you. You are going to turn into them, and you won't even see it coming. There are some things that you need to kind of wake up to, and in this video, they say that they're going to nuke everybody. They're going to radiate everybody on the planet while they bury themselves in the ground and think they're safe. You got to kind of look at their insanity. They're going to sort of put themselves in their own jail. They think they're going to have food, but there's not going to be any food for them. They think they're going to be saved, but they're not going to be saved. They are destroying themselves and they don't even see it. They're entombing themselves, because if you radiate the whole freaking planet, what does that do? It melts everything on the freaking planet to the point where they won't be able to get themselves out. So you can bury yourself in a cave. You can go millions, like way deep down into the earth and radiate the whole freaking planet. But guess what? You're entombed inside the earth, and you can't control the earth. The earth right now is about to make some big, huge changes, that just because you think that your metal or your steel or whatever you think is more powerful than the planet's going to just crush it. It's moving and turning, and it's going to crush all of these evil people in the tomb that they're burying themselves in. So it's actually quite funny when you see what these people are doing. And you got to understand that just like the Georgia Guidestones, you create the path, you create the belief, you create the anger, you create that everybody living in that negative parallel world by putting a big few friggin' statue up there that says this is the plan. And having this guy, this ex-banker, come out and tell all, well, that's just part of the plan. He's going to tell you the truth of what's going on, and what's it going to do? It's going to get you all frustrated. It's going to get you all pissed off. It's going to create chaos between each other. And yet if you look at it from a loving perspective, don't be frustrated by the information this guy's telling you. It's like, this information is power. Don't buy into the game, because yes, we are creating our own slave camps. We're driving ourselves right into our own ovens, and we can't see each other doing it to each other. Any job that you're working at, I would quit. Either that, or use that job to start benefiting people instead of benefiting the guy that's getting rich off of you, off of your labor. You are the slave and don't know it. You may have a big house, you may have a big car, but that is just your carrot to make you a slave to kill other people. But you're next. They're going to kill you. Just like if you watch this video, these elite people, they'll have sex with your kids and they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about you as you help them. So it's You can only really see it. You can only really wake up if you truly love your own children. And you can see that what it is you do to other people, you're allowing somebody else to do that to your own kids. And that's been the driving force for me, is I see what the world is doing to my children. And I do see my kids, the boys in particular, are getting caught up in this. It's all about money, and you got to get an education, and that's the only way that you're going to succeed in the world. And there's no sense talking to them. I'm a mother on welfare, so I know shit. Their father, who didn't financially support them or give a shit about teaching my children the meaning of life, he really taught them, don't listen to your mother. And all of them did whatever they could to make sure that I couldn't work, that I ended up getting disabled and ended up being on a welfare system. And it's like, you know what, I could be really, really pissed off with everybody, um, but at the end of the day, it's like I gained power as soon as I stopped fighting. And I ended up gaining more information and know that there is a way of beating these guys. If you're a police officer, I would stop being the police officer that you are and start working for the people. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself dead. You're going to find your children being tortured. Everything that you fear is going to happen to your family members if you keep working for the powers that you're working for. And you got to understand that some of these elite people, there's only a few of them. And the only way that they have power is by the people that they pay. Still take their paychecks, just don't work for them. Like, they you can tell who they are, and they're going to be at the G8. And anybody that has to have a huge amount of security, there's a lot of security there for a reason, and that's to protect these people that are about to kill you. Now, you look at all of the security guys, they're all focused on money, and if they all just sort of, apply for these jobs, go out and apply to be their protectors, and while they think that you're protecting them, boom, turn against them, and just open the doors. If all of those police officers were working for the right side, they'd be all the guys that just sort of open the path to say, you want to go in and talk to those New World Order people? Here, we'll let you walk in. And they could be the ones that open up the path for us to walk into the door and have a little conversation with these New World Order people. It's not about killing them, because then you're going to be just as bad as they are. But you could be in a room and having an intelligent conversation and ask them, why do they want to kill themselves? Because ultimately, they're putting themselves in their own friggin' jail. They are creating everything they're doing to everybody else, they're creating onto them. And this part, I don't really want to, the goal is to live in this human experience. So, but what is death? And I don't want anybody to be scared of death, but it's not the direction to go into. The direction to go into is that everybody's got to live. And when we get that mindset, when we get that awareness that you must make sure everybody lives, even your enemy, then you got to understand that the wars that they're creating that's just trying to kill each other, you got to make friends with those people. This is the most important time, is do not kill another human being. Every human being has to be on the same side that makes us all live. And that's the Bill Gates, that's the Warren Buffetts, that's every single person that's filthy wealthy right now. Yeah, they're trying to kill you, but you cannot go and try and kill them, otherwise you turn into them, and we are destroying the planet, and somebody's going to survive, and you're going to survive with the same fucking mentality. And then you're going to teach everybody else that, as we build our next population up, you're going to teach them with the same mentality that killing other people is the way to go, and money is the way to go. You will turn into what you hate. So the goal can't be to kill your freaking enemy. The goal has to be make friends with your enemies, the ones that you are at war with now. Make friends within your family members. Try to find a way, if you can't talk with them, just, give up the fight and say you're right. But then just start asking good questions and say, why do you want to be right? And can you kind of see that things globally are not so right? And do just start asking good questions. If we don't fight in these wars that kill each other, then nobody dies. If we stop the sciences that are building exactly what these New World Order people want, then they have no power. So a lot of our scientists that are creating new science need to sort of put down their workload and say, what am I doing? I'm only creating a weapon for these New World Order people to kill me with. If you kind of look at where our technology is going, yes, it can be used for good if you're viewing it from a loving perspective, but nobody on the planet is viewing anything from a positive perspective. We see everything as negative. So everything you do, even though you have good intentions, you got to trust somebody there is going to use it to destroy you. So it's like we all need to sort of stop. We all need to, yes, the economic systems will crash, but when it crashes is when we gain power. They lose all power when we refuse to do the type of work they want us to be doing. But what we need to do is, first comes, we need food. So we need to be supporting our farmers. We can't be supporting any justice system because the justice system gives everything to the wealthy. So don't even walk into a courtroom. If you're a police officer that's going to evict a farmer off a farmer's land, don't participate in that game. Don't be the police officer that's trying to take somebody out. Sort of get together with your communities and say, no, we're going to protect, our food and our food source, not through weapons, but by, we're going to try and ask you what it is you want. Do you want food? These guards, these police that are trying to evict you, ask them, do you want free food? Do you want everything free? Because we will give everything to you free if you protect us. But if you get us off of our food, then you're enslaving yourself. You're the one that's going to end up being dead, and it's a matter of you pick which side you want to be on. So it's a matter of we need to start learning how to communicate with each other. We need to start putting down our weapons. We need to start being friends with our enemies and learn how to communicate effectively. And then we gain power. And the death thing is like, don't be scared of it, because there's different dimensions to this reality. I'll get into that.